Yes, team, how are we? I hope we're good. Welcome to the very first episode of Behind the Scenes of Building the High Performance Coach, an honest insight and account into what it is that we're now currently doing across person, coach, athlete, and business to be able to provide the greatest coaching container for ourselves and our coaches to be able to continue to make the industry a stronger, safer, and better place by raising and elevating the standards of what it is that we're now doing, which is going to be great. This is just going to be a little documentation in terms of what we're getting up to and how we're trying to put all the pieces of the puzzle together. And we just thought that we would take you on a journey with us. So this morning, trained a little tune up with the guys, which is a short, sharp shot in the arm, just to get them ready to rock and roll going into the week ahead. That then gets dispersed out, a team meeting, and now a couple of calls this afternoon. A big week lined up with heading down to Manchester and plenty going on. So very much looking forward to taking you with us.
Here they are, the kings and queens of the high performance coach. How the devil are we? I hope that we are well. Happy Monday, the 17th of April, 10:03. How are you feeling? How was the weekend? Let's get a little temperature check as always. 5 is I'm ready to rock and roll, ready to run through brick walls. 1 is actually, do you know what? I'm a little bit fatigued, a little bit buggered, and energy's been a little bit slow and low coming into Monday. And actually, I'm now coming in for an injection of Jocaine and a short, sharp shot in the arm of inspiration, motivation, energy, confidence, certainty, clarity, and conviction to go into the week ahead.
Right, do you want to do a quick intro for me, mate?
Mate, I really need a wee. But I'll do one. Team, how are we? I hope we're good. Welcome to Preston, the second small mini intensive of the year. Myself, Aaron, the cameraman, the amazing Jen, who's in the back, and we have Ben, Dan, and the incredible question master, Troy, heading to Preston for the day just to catch up with some of our clients. This is something that we now do on a regular occasion. We just now want to be able to spend as much time basically traveling around, just being able to connect, catch up, sweat, get a pump, drink some good coffee, eat some good food, and just spend time with our people, most importantly, so that we can now obviously get to know them on a higher level, give them a better space above and beyond obviously just the Zooms, the WhatsApps, and the high level comms that we now have anyway. And of course, we have the big team success weekends that we run a couple of times a year where we have 150 plus coaches. So being able to obviously have a little bit more of an intimate environment whereby we can just sit down, eat some good food, connect, and get a bit of a pump on is something that we now absolutely love to do. So we're looking forward to giving you a little insight into what we're up to.
Yes, team, how are we? Morning 5 miler done. Training has been incredibly frustrating over the last couple of weeks. I'm currently in preparation for Copenhagen High Rocks. Supposed to be doing the pro singles and then the world champs in Manchester at the end of May with the incredible Mr. Mark Stratton, before then doing the Edinburgh Marathon the day after. And the goal had been to push for obviously a sub 250 marathon. I went sub 3 in training last year, and then I ran a 3 hour and 40 second in Lisbon in October, so 40 seconds off doing that in competition. So I wanted to have a little bit more of a stretch target this year. Unfortunately, the last couple of weeks I've been struggling with what can only be described as something probably more of like a viral infection, or just having my immunity crash through the floor, which has been challenging because my training intensity and momentum was really building. My pacing was getting stronger. I was getting stronger every single session within the gym, and over the quarter one, it's probably the fittest and the best that I've felt. So the last couple of weeks I've had to scale back monumentally. I've been able to do the bare minimum, currently getting some blood tests and just making sure that we are all good before then I can actually go and really ramp things back up. So easy 5 miler zone 2 today with Leanne and Lola, as you'll see. Quite nice just to obviously get back on foot and obviously just trying to keep training intensity relatively low at the moment, just to ensure that my recoverability is obviously going to be in a good spot and a good space, so I can just now really start to build frequency and obviously just try and mitigate and minimize obviously just the amount of stress that I'm being put under. So yeah, challenging, but as always there are going to be seasons and cycles that you're going to go through whereby you're going to feel as though that you're flying, everything's going incredible. And there's going to be periods of times whereby there are going to be variables that are going to be out with your control, but it comes back down to living within that 1 meter squared, having a degree of compassion for yourself, which I think we're all our own worst critics, and we're always incredibly hard on ourselves. So I've been working really hard at just trying to allow myself the permission to be able to slow down, surrender, take a step back, focus more on the recoverables that I actually can control in terms of nourishment, sleep, go and actually spending a little bit more time in a different environment, sauna, steam room, etc., just to give myself the space and a little bit of a break. And hopefully in the coming episodes you'll be seeing me back firing on all cylinders and really moving the needle. We've also just locked in the biggest event of my life in 2024. The dates have been confirmed in terms of the next challenge that I'm going to be enduring, which I'm unbelievably excited / nervous about, which is exactly what we do this for. So I'm looking forward to giving you a little bit more of an insight into that over the coming weeks. Whatever you're up to, have an incredible morning, afternoon, evening, and I shall speak to you soon. Yes team, how are we? What's good? So as this is the first YouTube video that we've recorded, the head of media, the king, Mr. Aaron Crow, who's just done a half marathon by the way, has put everything together incredibly well. However, the big problem that we've realized is there's not enough of context between one transition to the next. So this is now me re-recording the re-recording. So hopefully this makes a little bit more sense. So just about to record another podcast episode for the High Performance Coach. A lot of these I now do solo. We have had a couple of guests, and moving forwards we're going to be traveling around, getting so many of our incredible coaches and a lot of incredible educators and experts in, which will be absolutely phenomenal. And with each and every piece of content that we create on a weekly basis, from the Monday tune-up to the podcast to the Friday trainings that we deliver, we try to now crop, chop, repurpose and obviously leverage that one piece of content in as many ways as possible. So that allows us now to be able to create one piece of content, record, not repeat. And that obviously gives us then a bank of content that we can then basically disperse out across a whole host of different social media channels, which can become incredibly time efficient, effective, and also works incredibly nicely, especially when the content that we're creating is obviously so specific to the coaches that we're currently working with. So if you are a coach and you're struggling with content creation, think about how can I record, not repeat, and think about what are the pieces of content that I can now potentially crop, chop, edit, that I can now disperse across a whole host of differing platforms. So it means that you can actually increase the quantity whilst also improving the quality, and of course improving your time efficiency and energy in doing so. So just about to go and record the podcast, and I'll look forward to seeing you shortly. Yes team, how are we? Welcome back to another episode of the High Performance Coach podcast. I hope that you are well. In the last couple of podcast episodes, I shared my biggest personal coaching and business lessons thus far over the course of 2023, and I hope that you've been able to just go away and put pen to paper and just distill down what have been some of your biggest lessons, and giving you the opportunity to now be able to go and critically reflect, self-assess, and strategically plan. So you can now start to understand what are the pieces of the chessboard that you now know that you need to move going into Q2 that's now going to allow you to iterate, evolve, develop, and improve. And today we're going to actually stay on a very similar theme, and we're going to start to explore the realms of leadership. And I think it's really important to note that this is not me now communicating over the course of the next 20-30 minutes of how much of a great leader that I am, because I personally believe that's not for me to decide. That is for the people that are around me, my coaching team, our clients, and of course, like close friends and family. That is their interpretation of me as a leader, and it's ultimately now going to come down to their opinion and whether they now deem and see me as a leader rather than actually for me to be able to say, yeah, this is now fundamentally me. So this is not going to be me communicating like this is what I now believe like incredible leadership is. This is just going to be really just starting to understand obviously the different realms and facets of leadership, some of the biggest challenges that I now feel as though that I've faced, some key core principles, and then also the opportunity to now be able to go through a little bit of a leadership matrix so we can start to look at some of the key core considerations that I believe make up a good leader, from which we can then obviously start to build upon. The first week, Building the High Performance Coach YouTube done. I hope you've been able to get a little flavor and a little insight into what it is that we now currently do, and we're really looking to develop, build, expand, and improve upon these week upon week moving forwards, and now start to generate and create certain themes and just now go down certain rabbit holes to provide you with a heightened degree of specificity across person, coach, athlete, and business, and also for you to now be able to come along with us during the day-to-day, the mundane, and also the boring, because I know that even myself, when I'm thinking about creating these, it's like, well, Joe, you do the same thing every single day. I know that's one big thing that actually stops a lot of coaches from really putting themselves out there, because it's like, I'm not doing anything weird, wonderful, drastic, or crazy. I have the same structure, I have the same routine, and that's also so important for people to now be able to go and see. So I'm also going to be taking you on a journey with us in terms of what I also do on a day-to-day basis as well, on a more granular level, which is going to be incredible. So whatever you're up to, have an incredible rest of your day, and I look forward to catching up with you very soon.